substance?
What's the thing?
Yeah.
And then all right, team, we like to start like we do every week by inviting you to check out Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. That's Caddyshack IL on Facebook. They have a tab on my very own website, jacobv.com. Support them. 100% family owned and operated cat rescue right here in the greater St. Louis area. I was just in the studio today with no antics, already following it up. Last we talked, we were just hot off of a LP release at the Off-Broadway. And already putting more in the can. Content in the caboodle. Now, blindedbystereo.bandcamp.com is the only place to get currently my only vinyl record of my career to date. That's too much of that. Anyway. Patreon.com/JacobV. We've had a very busy week on Patreon.com. We've had a very busy week on Patreon.com/JacobV. We're posting every day new exclusive clips and content every day this week. Patreon.com/JacobV. Cameron is here.
Hello.
Cameroon.
Yeah, that's it.
Love of my life, fruit of my loins. Your phone lit up when I said that.
Yeah. No,
Is that how you address your phone?
apparently.
That's how you unlock it. The voice passcode is
The more you addressed it, the more.
fruit of my loins. If it lights up again, I'm leaving. It's a demon. Oh my God, did you see that demon on TikTok? I saw a lady, some Spanish speaking country, and she was possessed by Satan. I swear to God, she was in the closet. It was not, and they had to put a ladder. Oh. So Cameron is one of many proprietors of the Bluewood Brewing, where I do my free trivia every Thursday, and we actually have members of that trivia game who play every week who listen to this show. So hello to all of you. We're all here. I can't believe we've never done one of these to talk about that. You know what it is though. During the pandemonium, you were a real hermit.
Kind of have to be.
You were very much like, listen, I'm already dying, so I can't be around people because I'll die. And I said, yeah. We might as well get this out of the way before we get into anything. We have a whole list here of just since the last show, RIPs. First and foremost, closest to my heart, DJ Casper, originator of the Cha-Cha Slide. And the Cha-Cha Slide is my favorite way to start every day of summer camp. Is I do 15 minutes of the Cha-Cha Slide. I do the fast version, the normal speed, and then he did a slow one with reverb. And after about that, it's about 16 minutes of straight Cha-Cha Slide to start your day. So RIP to the left. Tony Bennett finally rose to the kingdom of heaven. Let that man go to bed. Sinead O'Connor, heartbreaking. How do you feel about Sinead O'Connor dying?
I mean,
Bummer.
have to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so many reasons. I mean,
Yeah.
couple of the best performances ever.
Yeah. And, and she just struggled so much. She had a kid. She lost a kid to suicide last year. Yeah. I mean, suffering indeed. RIP to Beetle Bob.
Yeah.
Beetle Bob came to a band I was in called Battle Stag, did their first ever show ever. And it was at the Way Out Club. And I guess there were hardly any shows in town that night. So Beetle Bob came to that one. So he went to thousands of shows in a row.
Yeah.
And I helped him maintain his streak that whole evening. He stayed for the whole show. And we didn't have any merch to sell him or for him to steal. And RIP Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman died since the last episode of this show. Jesus. I would have an episode with you that's all RIPs.
Oh no.
We don't do this every week. There's usually maybe one.
Oh, so I'm the bringer of death.
Yeah, this is your fault. We were waiting to rack them up so you could get in here. Angus Cloud from Euphoria.
Weird. My list
Dead
is
at 24. We thought Lil Tay was dead. Turns out that was a hoax, probably propagated by her parents for some unknown reason. So Lil Tay's still alive. I don't know which would have been the more tragic news. They closed the King and I here. Or they're closing it on the 30th here in St. Louis. Legendary Thai restaurant on South Grand. Shutting it down because chicken is too expensive, I bet. That's what those guys always complain about. Anytime I go into a like multi-generational, immigrant founded, ethnic food restaurant, usually if I have any kind of conversation with people that are in charge of anything, I always hear about the price of chicken specifically.
Yeah, it's usually a world.
I think you go through. I think that should just be the currency. I'm spending most of my money on chicken anyway, especially now that I don't drink anymore.
You're talking the physical live bird, or
I don't want to deal in live birds.
Yeah, where do
But
we start?
the real flat line should be the price of the chicken.
Yeah,
The
fair.
chicken standard. The fowl standard. Chicken's high. You know what I mean? Chicken is high. Do you eat a lot of beef?
Seller's market for chicken.
What did you eat today?
Me?
Yeah. Me?
What did I eat?
What did you eat today?
Oh, I ate some leftover pizza from yesterday. That's about it.
Where from?
From me.
You made it yourself?
Yeah.
Lovingly from scratch?
Oh, well, not entirely. No, the dough was like a pre-made dough. But yeah, it was actually one of my Instagram stories that I just shared. It was duck breast prosciutto, pistachio.
Duck breast prosciutto.
Yeah, slice it up. And some
Sliced it up.
capicola.
What is that?
Capicola? It's like pork. It's like sliced pork.
But
Gabagool.
But which one though? Because there's one of them that's really bologna-like, and I don't like that one.
No. Bologna is emulsified. Capicola is a whole muscle, so it's the muscle cured, and then you slice it. So you see like
that I like.
the marbling and stuff.
Like
yeah,
a prosciutto.
it's but it's a different part. It's the copa muscle, so it's gabagool. You know, like the Soprano jokes and all that.
Yeah, but
shit.
there's one of those meats with those Italian names that looks and kind of tastes like bologna, and I don't like it.
mortadella.
Probably.
Yeah, that usually has pistachios in it too, but I think mortadella
I'm
a little bigger.
more open to it now that I find out there's pistachios.
Could be.
You're saying you don't know if there's pistachios?
I don't know if it's like chili where you're supposed to make it without beans, but if you add beans, it makes it not technically chili or something. Or maybe it's just chili with beans. I don't know.
Yeah. We've ordered new cameras for the show.
Oh.
Since our last episode. Our last episode, we had to just use this camera that's pointed at you right now. And as you can tell, it's not the best
So you
one
can
in the
see
house.
my devil red eyes from
I had
everywhere.
an upright base down here that I've literally never used and I rescued and got for free. So I found a buyer for that and I immediately turned around and bought cameras. So praise God. High fidelity coming soon. This is which one is this? This looks like Dr. King Schultz. He's been all over me. Hans is probably hiding under the staircase right now. Look at him. Look at him looking at the thing.
That's
No, here he goes. He's gonna flex his anus. That's what he always does. See? Oh, look at him. He's precious. Mac DeMarco dumped a bunch of material this summer and acted like he was retiring, but then kind of backpedaled a little bit. I guess he'll do things for money still, but I don't know exactly what his vibe is. Check on him. Can't hear Cam on YouTube. Much better. Thank you so much. That looks like Joe. It could be Joe. It could be Jeff. I don't know. In the comments. We are live. And you can always text the show live at 314-626-4208. Cameron, Maui is burning.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I mean, do you know anything about this?
I mean, just the extent of the fire is supposed to be insane, and
Oh, good.
I'm sure a lot of things are being mishandled locally there. So,
Well, that seems a little insensitive of you to say. Why? Why do you think that?
I mean, as much as it's been in the news, there hasn't been a lot of good news about it, and I really don't. I'm pretty ignorant to the whole.
What would
thing,
you
but-
do if you were the executive director of FEMA? Day one in Maui, what would you do? It is Jeff. Hello, Jeff. I recognize that's somebody's Gmail, and I couldn't remember. See, that's how good I am. I remember people's bullshit Gmails from 100 years ago. Cameron, Maui, how did the fire start?
I actually don't know. I don't know anything.
Cameron!
It's probably a
You
while.
were just like my brother.
What?
No, that's what he does too. He'll be like, yeah, we should definitely talk about Maui. And then he'll get here and I'll be like, I have no idea what happened.
I'm not lying.
It looked similar. It's a wildfire situation. It looks similar to the situation in Canada earlier this year, where if you look at the satellite imagery, they were saying it could have started from lightning, but it also looked like there were several points of origin seemingly simultaneously. Not to indicate anything nefarious necessarily. That's just kind of the satellite feed I saw of the Canadian fires was similar. Are you actually looking it up?
Yeah, just
Clay
wanted to
would
see-
refuse to look it up. That's the thing.
No, the top 5 facts to know about Maui's deadliest wildfire.
Oh, see,
so
you're
that's
so
a
good
quick,
at this. Is that because you're an Android guy?
I guess maybe,
You guys are more inquisitive, maybe.
perhaps.
My phone hasn't chosen to force that information on me yet, so that's what happens. Look, it's King.
So
No, it's Hans.
2,200 structures are gone.
2,200 structures liquefied in flames.
Oh my God! One of these facts is literally, it is not the right time to visit Maui. That's pretty bad. Who let this to print?
No. That's good to know because somebody's still trying to go.
Yeah,
Somebody is still on the phone.
me.
I
Like,
remember
oh,
the week.
yeah, what's
I remember
going
the
on
week
in Maui?
before COVID. This lady I worked with was trying to go to Spain. She said, "Yeah, we shouldn't go, but she really wants to go."
Yeah.
I don't think they ended up going
Oh,
because it was, COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
there was that one time that COVID was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could, say it with your chest. So Maui's all fucked up. Have you been following Sexy Red?
Myself, no.
Yeah, she's
No. Who we got?
she's a very popular mistress of raptress.
Okay.
What's the lady form of rapper?
Did she perform at one of the
Hazelwood
MLS
High
games?
School. Oh,
no,
baby.
more recently at the stage outside the stadium.
Well, this article was from July 20th, so a month ago, was in uproar. She's 25. She's from here. She went to Hazelwood Central High School, I believe, and she performed there. But she's the one whose song is like "My Booty Hole Brown."
Oh, yeah.
That's her.
Great.
So she's from here. And the MLS game, though, what happened? She did that too?
No, thankfully no. But I did, I guess, see her. I knew of her, but only vaguely. So what's the big deal right now?
Well, her music's graphically sexual in a way that I guess is challenging for the adults that try to include her in events that include their children.
Seems fair, right?
Well, we told you guys this would happen. We told you guys that if you continue down the path that we've been on, that your kids are going to start singing crazy shit at home. It's like in The Campaign.
Yeah.
With Will Ferrell, where they're at dinner and they say, "Put your AirPods in," and they're listening to like trap shit, and they're
Yeah.
like these little private school kids listening to real trap shit. And so
movie.
this is what happens. I mean, you get 100 gecs and My Booty Hole Brown. What's her name? Big Sexy is the chain she's always wearing, because I always think that's her name, but her name's Sexy Red. My Booty Hole Brown.
So this is probably not who I saw at the MLS stadium then. I don't know.
I
who
wish it was. You don't know this. She was probably a former student of mine somewhere. You don't know this
probably
woman.
not.
I love her.
No.
I love her. She's the future, and she knows who she is. And the song "Slap Pound Town" just left Pound Town. You don't know that song?
No.
Did you see this? Hank the Tank, a black bear who invaded 21 homes, has finally been captured.
Oh yeah, I'm kept up by bear culture with
You stay up with the
Jerry's
bears.
Oh
This is
yeah,
the perfect-
Jerry force feeds
Will you
it down
look
my
at this
throat.
absolute unit of a bear, though?
That's a yeah.
Will you look at? I
lots
can
of
put this
salmon.
I could put this up
I
here.
think they call that gorging.
He's engorged.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's actually
Okay.
any better, but
I mean, that could be like a really, really bad beehive encounter.
yeah, he could just be swollen. He's definitely retaining fluids. Hank the Tank. Have you been following the disclosure on the UAPs?
Yeah.
Talk to me about the UAPs, Cameron.
I think this is really cool to see.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
It couldn't have happened to a least deserving generation of people.
Well, I think we're so desensitized by literally everything that,
That's
we're
the
not
thing.
impressed by this anymore.
Things are too bad for us to respond to the aliens.
No, it's
Until somebody tells me that they don't need money from me, that they act like they always need, I can't care about the aliens. I'm busy.
yeah. I think it's
When U.S. Bank says, hey, we're going to go work on the alien thing,
woke.
you guys don't worry about money for a minute, I can't really worry about money. I mean, I can't really worry about the aliens because I'm worried about the money. Is that a waste of time? Should I just go live under a bridge and focus all my time on the aliens?
you've lived under a bridge at least once.
I've definitely slept under bridges.
Okay.
I've woken up under a bridge.
It's a compromise.
Thank God I woke up under the bridge, because some people, they go under the bridge and they don't wake up. And I've always said that.
Wow.
I've always worried about that for the future.
I mean, the way you said it, yeah.
What do I do with my notes? I don't like these over here. They're coming back over here. We moved the desk around. We're changing scenery. We're going to start doing live streams down here again. I'm just going to take everything that's in this room to my left and throw it away.
That's me.
Everything that's behind Cameroon. Only one of those KRK speakers back there works. So what are you going to do? But no. So
I'm going to sell it.
Congress paying attention to openly UFOs and UAPs and extraterrestrial life sort of in a public way for the first time. I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I think we're cool with it.
Yeah.
Some of us are just pretty underwhelmed.
Well, I feel like we're doing it with the energy that, like, when you try to, like, if you are raised by a single mother and you try to sneak a sleepover on her.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, oh, so the aliens are sleeping over.
Yeah.
What are the aliens going to eat? You guys want to tell me these aliens are here? Who's paying for the aliens?
We've been paying the whole time, probably.
You think we're paying for that's why the defense budget is the way it is? They've been extorting us.
Oh, you mean just the numbers
What
being...
if that was 9/11? Remember, they always talk about the day before 9/11 that they were all like, hey, there's all this money missing. What if we got extorted by the aliens? We gave them all this money out of the defense budget. And then because people were like, hey, what about the money? We fucking...
Is that true? One day after?
No, it was like right before. You don't know this?
Well, no. I know. So I know the conspiracy. That's like one of the few that I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, there was like a...
I mean, not that I truly believe it, but
that's the whole thing, is that people are saying that the plane that hit the Pentagon hit the area of the Pentagon that would have affected records.
and
related
that's
to
been
that issue.
yeah, and that's been said for years that the Pentagon one was always really sketchy. Like the video wasn't clear. There's some other stuff.
Yeah, some people look at the video and like you can't even tell if it's a plane.
Oh, it's been conspiracy fuel
Sure,
for, you know.
And I'm not here to do all that.
Nope.
There's plenty of that.
That's a different podcast.
But if the aliens have been extorting cash from the U.S. government for decades and we needed to make it go away.
Yeah.
So, moving on. More important news. Chris Christie gifts Volodymyr Zelensky a handwritten lyrics to Bon Jovi's "It's My Life" as inspiration.
That was not an Onion article. That's
real.
real.
That's
Oh
from
my God.
sir. That's from the New York Post.
Yeah, but sometimes people Photoshop shit.
You
just
think
to be
that's
fun.
photoshopped?
No. I just can't believe this is real.
I thought I checked it. Let's check.
Yeah, look at us.
How do you spell Christie?
Chris Christie? I think it is another CH.
I thought it was because Chris Christie's from New Jersey and Bon Jovi's from New Jersey.
There's no shot.
Okay, so Chris Christie definitely met with Zelensky.
Yeah. We should be fact checking this shit up front.
Well, I thought I had fact checked this already.
Now we're just gaslighting ourselves.
Okay, if there's nothing in here about Bon Jovi, I thought I got that from the New York Post on Twitter. Here's the
you
picture.
got something from Twitter and you just automatically...
Listen, if it's on Twitter and it's not gay pornography, I'm convinced it's real, because that's mostly what Twitter is now.
Sorry, I guess it's a good thing I got rid. It's X now, right?
So, that definitely happened. Here's my thing.
Huh.
If Chris Christie didn't give Zelensky handwritten lyrics to a Bon Jovi song, he should have.
I mean...
Why is Chris Christie meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky?
Why is Chris Christie still alive?
Look at him. He shouldn't be. I'm barely hanging on, and I've made real progress. He shows no remorse.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
And I don't even like New Jersey.
Well, a lot of people from New Jersey don't.
Yeah, a lot of people in New Jersey don't like New Jersey. That's true. I shouldn't even say anything. It's not my place to speak of. This has been a theme at trivia lately. There's only one group of people that I've really struggled to maintain tolerance for. And do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
The English.
Oh.
1776 already happened.
Yeah.
We settled that one, G. I don't need them coming up in here, calling shit by different names, asking for leaders of things.
Yeah, leaders scare me too.
They want to come in here. No. That was not an invitation. Okay, so you think the Bon Jovi part of that was added?
I don't know. Do I care? I'm just surprised that you didn't find the answer already.
Well, I found the article that picture and that headline are from. Well, most of that headline are from. I believe somebody added the. I wouldn't have even. This is the problem with doing the show with Clay. Is Clay would just be like, "Oh, that's crazy, bro." I didn't even think to look further into it.
Can't be wrong.
It can't be. When it feels so right.
Everybody's wrong these days. We gotta be that first.
Everybody.
Real integrity.
And I've always said that. Speaking of, what's going on in the beer world?
Oh man, so much for the macro people.
So much for other people, you're saying?
Well, like obviously the AB stuff. You're finally seeing like marketing be like a huge thing in a really apparent sense, like some sudden abrupt news in the beer world. Because of something like that, like Founders, for instance, and I really shouldn't say a whole lot. There are a couple other breweries out there that have their own little fiascos and whatnot, and the Budweiser or the Bud Light thing is kind of interesting because...
Oh, trust me, I couldn't hear the end of it yesterday. Somebody gifted a case of Bud Light to the pool of beers for the pool party yesterday for my grandmother's 80th, and one of my uncles could not interact with a Bud Light without saying something about it.
Yeah, that's a very uncle thing to do. Yeah.
That's so uncle, and you know what? And we were in the People's Republic of Illinois, so I'm just grateful they didn't execute anybody.
Well, I didn't know that was usually on the agenda.
Oh, sure. In Illinois, absolutely. They hang heretics at noon every day.
Is that because of the budget?
Mostly for the budget. They can't feed all those people.
Holy shit.
And so if you run your mouth, you're going to get strung up. Which I'm not for, but I also get.
Bro, that got dark as hell.
Well, I just get it. It's just that I get it. I don't want it. I don't like it. But I do get it.
Yeah.
Why do people make beer? Why isn't everything just White Claw now?
I mean, it could be.
I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean,
how many
they're
types
actually
of-
on the decline, I believe.
The White Claws?
Well, just
White
the
Claw makes
seltzers.
their own spirits now.
Yeah, a lot of people are starting to do that.
You can. What's that about? Why would you convert your business into that?
It's probably not converting or complete conversion. Like, for instance, to make those things, you have to have a distilled product, which usually requires making beer or, working with like grain neutral spirits. So grain neutral spirits is as cheap as it comes.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because it is what it is. It's purely just alcohol. And it's like your, what's the one from St. Louis here, bottled here? Everclear, where it's just like, 98% alcohol or whatever.
That's from here?
I think it's at least bottled in St. Louis or distilled here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Everclear is. And that stuff's not to be fucked with.
Not to fuck with.
We use it for extracts and stuff sometimes.
Like what? Vanilla?
Yeah, you could do vanilla. We do, pretty much, we'll try anything, so it's just different depending on what the composition of
You ever thought about doing an ice cream?
we're essentially making a hot ice cream.
What if we made a cold one?
So ice cream.
Yeah, what if we made an ice cream?
We could try that, but I think it would be not great.
Yeah, you got to reduce a beer down to like a syrup.
You could. It would get pretty tannic and shitty, but...
What?
Yeah, I've done some reductions that don't work so great, but others do. So it becomes savory.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
it
is sweet still, but I think some of it's just the Maillard reaction as you're doing it further.
I was just about to say it's probably the Maillard.
Yeah.
Reaction.
Oh, come on, you know what that is.
Yeah, I'm hip.
Yeah.
I am hip,
I've seen your steak sears. You know what's up.
Yeah, I know how to sear a steak. I'll tell you one thing. That's really all I do to it. I do them Pittsburgh style.
Oh, hell yeah.
Black and blue. You know what I mean?
Is that... What is Florentine? Is Florentine like that?
No.
What is Florentine?
You want me to look it up?
Oh, I thought you knew with that definitive answer.
No. No, it's not. Maybe it is.
You like blue rare then?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to it, yeah. If you served me a blue rare steak, I would not be upset. Especially if it were at like something like Twisted Tree.
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, I know this has been
I went there for my father's birthday.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I wanted to hate it.
I want to have that guy on the show.
The
Seiberg's guy.
Oh, yeah. That's Seiberg Zone?
Uh-huh.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah. And
even the buildings.
He's a really charismatic guy. And I love that sauce. I just had to throw some of it away because the refrigerator, half of my refrigerator is broken. That's where we've been, guys. Things are fucking awful in the fucking world. I just did.
Hey, the UFOs. We got that.
They're going to tell us about the UFOs and cannabis is legal. So it's just like District 9. It's just like it.
Wait a second. All this starts happening as people are legalizing stuff?
Uh-huh.
It's almost like the aliens care about that.
Yeah, the aliens like money and cannabis.
Is that our, where the aliens finally decide to visit us? They're like, they did it. Is when they start legalizing marijuana. Like, that's the cusp
Cannabis,
of humanity.
That's what was keeping them away this whole time. It's like, guys, we blow too much gas to come to... You guys were putting people in jail in 2009 for gas. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh, my God.
If the aliens were just fucking blowing clouds, bro.
What a square planet.
What was I looking up? Steak, Florentine. We should call the Cybergs guy right now. He's probably hammered drunk.
That guy is loaded. I don't think he has to work too hard.
Italian steak combined with specific makes it one of the most high cut, including the bone, and be cooked on the embers of the grill. But it is served blue rare.
Yeah, maybe that's like true Florentine is like the caveman style where they just put
on the coals, I think.
Yeah.
But just it does look good.
Yeah, my mom and my brother.
But that's specifically supposed to be on the bone, I think. Oh yeah, it's like supposed to be the whole thing. The whole carcass.
I think that's a porterhouse.
Yeah, the whole shebang. That does look lovely. That's like what they do at that goddamn place where the guy does the salt.
Salt Bay, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what his restaurants are called, but they'll do that, and then they'll like just like blue rare it, and then they'll like serve it on a hot plate with a little oil.
Huh.
Yeah. Like a 500 degree ceramic plate.
You know what Mac used to do with those dry aged cows is they had the meat you could buy out of the market to like cook yourself.
Yeah.
You use that dry aged stuff with a little bit of garlic powder, olive oil, eat that tartare, It was so good.
I'm not a huge tartare guy.
I didn't think I would be, and I tried it, and I was like, well, I like this.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We should do a food segment for the Patreon. I just had to throw away a bottle of the Pepperworks.
Oh, no kidding.
Just because my fridge has been broken, and it was like half.
Oh, it's shelf stable.
But it had been open. I'd used like half of it.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, well.
It's fermented. That's why we bring the pH.
That's what I tried to tell my wife. But
I mean, I'm not hurt by that. I'm surprised you still had it.
Well, it's so hot. I would have. Usually, I go through it quicker. But yeah, it was something that like if something was like really like creamy or something, it was perfect for like a. Oh, I put it on like mac and cheese.
Was that Afterburner?
Yeah, probably.
That one was pretty intense.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Jerry
hot.
said the same thing. I was like, yeah, fuck, my bad. It was pretty hot.
Well, no, but you just start with a little of it. You can always add more.
Yeah, of course.
But when I use like Frank's, I could just.
Oh yeah, there are definitely like I got out of like the super hot stuff as like an obsession because you had that like weird toxic masculinity. I gotta find the hottest one.
No, it's like that with IPAs too for a while. Like,
yeah,
that it was
no,
like
for real. I understand.
Who can get the funkiest, gnarliest, like most murder, and I would seek that shit out. Like I used to you could get a pint and a slice at Felix's for $6. I have yet to be there. I haven't been there since COVID, I don't think. But
is that the heavy riff shares a wall? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And the Citropolis?
Yeah. That's
What was that article about that the other day?
So Citropolis is funny because they changed the beer style. It's still an IPA and stuff, but they changed it to like a hazy instead of like I think it was a Citra Pale Ale before. But they had some issues with it, and they did some different treatments of the dry hops with their yeast, and it converted it to like a New England style or like a hazy beer, and they've gone with it, and St. Louis has loved it. I mean, it's like one of the things that modern has really...
Yeah, well, I used to drink the fuck out of them.
Yeah. Dewey's always had it. The one in Kirkwood.
Yeah, it pairs nice with a pizza. Yeah. If you really need to just get away from your consciousness for a minute.
Speaking of, if you haven't been to the Modern's new tap room, over by, was that the Science Center?
Yeah.
Oh, it is best kitchen in a brewery.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's
pizza?
phenomenal. They have a porchetta sandwich.
That's what the article was about.
Their pizza's good.
I'll have to go over there. Matt from Blinded by Stereo lives by there.
Yeah. What's that? Kings Oak, I think is what that corridor is.
It's in between Hampton and Kings Highway on Oakland. There's I don't know. I was worried about that whole area when they closed that Hardee's because Hardee's is some metric of but that Hardee's was like a block off of Hampton. It was like not a good. Nobody knew it was there. And there's that other one.
There's another one that closed out by Westport Plaza too.
Oh fuck! No, that's that taco place now.
Red Burrito, or no? It was the one that was on. I can't even think of the exit at 364.
Oh no.
I don't know what the burrito.
Yeah, I don't know what's over there. I don't really like to go west of 270 if I can avoid it.
Real quick, since we're on the subject of do you know with Steak and Shake in St. Louis what exactly happened? We were trying to decide the other day, like why they all disappeared and that.
I think the franchisees all started pulling out because they were selling the franchises to where you could get in on a Steak and Shake franchise for $10,000.
That's insane.
I know. And so I know people that were like teachers and guidance counselors and shit who went in with their cousins and shit, and they got like 10 of them that all chipped in some money to own a Steak and Shake. I don't know.
That's honestly terrifying. Because, like, you remember when they gave us Robinhood, the app, and they had all these people who had no idea how to run a business, let alone, buy stock.
Yeah.
I
just logged into my Robinhood the other day. I thought I was doing really good, but it turns out that was just the one-day view. So...
they really narrow it down.
Yeah, and so if I go all time, I'm down $30.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say 30 grand.
No.
I was like, damn, dude, no, I would have gotten out a long time.
I have a whole share of Palantir. I thought I knew something.
You have a share of something, and that's it?
I have one share of Palantir. I have one share of ACB, which is Aurora Cannabis, which is just taking a bath. And I got a share of Spectrum Pharmaceuticals. And that's not tradable right now.
Oh.
I got 17% of a share of Assertio, and I don't even know what that is. So this is just my quarantine Robin Hood wallet.
Do you have at least one friend who's always been like, I had this, and then years later I would have had this?
Didn't one of our friends have Bitcoin?
I know Joe Burge did.
Well, let's not dox people's Bitcoin. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, I don't even know. Yeah. But
I've never heard of that name.
So my brother had, and he won't probably hear this, so I won't break his heart. He had NVIDIA very early, and NVIDIA took off. And
he pulled out too early?
Oh, yeah. But he made money, but man.
He could have made a lot more money.
We're talking.
We're on an NVIDIA device right now.
Yeah, well over 6 figures. Yeah. So I try not to bring it up around him. But
what do you mean he won't see this? This is the biggest podcast in town. Why is that funny?
I don't even think he uses a computer.
Who?
My brother.
What's he doing? I don't want to know.
He's down in Austin.
Really?
Yeah, and I still haven't gotten to visit him.
Oh, I'm not going down there.
Dude, he is what? You would love it.
I would have to.
You would die because of the music overload, but
I would have to perish. I get music overload every day. I play music all day today. What are you talking about? I would have to parachute in. I couldn't sit in that traffic from the airport.
You always said that you would never make it to downtown Vegas. You'd just die next to a dumpster on the outskirts.
Well, when I finally went to Vegas, I had quit drinking.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, that was I
went to Vegas
How
last
was
year.
that?
It was great.
Yeah.
I fucking ate myself to death.
I think my brother did shrooms in Vegas for a Billy Strings show.
I wouldn't like that.
He said it was a little much.
It's just too much walking in Vegas to be that strung out on anything.
Huh.
And cannabis is legal there, but you can't smoke it inside anywhere. And I had a rental car, and so I had to it was really hard.
I've never, ever stepped in a casino.
You want to go right now?
No, fuck no.
Come on, baby.
I'm tired. My back hurts.
Let's go. We'll get you a rascal scooter.
That's actually pretty fun. Yeah.
That'd be really good for content.
Oh, God. It's a Vice episode right there.
Jeff, meet us at River City. We're going to get Cameron a rascal scooter. I need you to hold the camera.
Jeff, I know you're out there, but I love you.
Here's my thing.
You have a thing?
I think Mark McGwire's impact on the sport is a net positive. And I don't think the steroid thing was all his fault.
So I didn't see that coming from you. Just
think about being a kid in St. Louis.
Oh, it was the best.
When that was happening.
It was the coolest shit.
I mean, he was like Jesus.
I mean, in my childhood, memorable things, it was that and 9/11. Not in order or anything, but those two things.
It wasn't far off either, though. I mean, yeah.
But, and what was that, 96?
Yeah, and then also in that same era, the Rams were here and they won a Super Bowl.
Greatest show on turf, yeah.
Yeah, and that was crazy. And we had that parade downtown.
It was, third grade?
People were just abandoning their cars and dancing in the streets. And I don't know. I feel like the
David Bowie stuff.
I thought about this the other day. The guy who was the commissioner of the league at the time or whatever.
Oh, I forgot his name, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Retired right into the Hall of Fame. And he definitely knew that stuff was happening. And nobody blames him for any of how that compromised the sport or how it ruined people's legacies or whatever. And we act like we can't still idolize Mark McGwire or Lance Armstrong or somebody who's, you know what I mean? But it's it was legal the way they were doing it at the time they were doing it.
So
we didn't have the regulation or the awareness of the issue yet.
Yeah.
And it's not something he introduced to the sport or could have figured out on his own anyway.
Yeah. So I have to agree with you. I'm a huge MLB baseball fan. And so the Mark McGwire thing, that pisses me off. Barry Bonds, probably the greatest hitter of all time.
Barry fucking Bonds! I've always said that.
One of the best hitters, probably the best, if it's not Ken Griffey or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or Pujols.
Pulley.
I mean, in those names. But, McGwire, I mean, that's heartbreaking to know that there's a fat fucking asterisk next to that from a St. Louis fan. I agree. I think it saved baseball. It really did.
And I liked when he was the base coach, whichever base for the World Series that time. And
first.
And it was before the timer we have now, right? So there were these huge, long shots of everyone just standing around, and Mark McGuire's right behind the guy guarding the base or whatever that you call it, and
First base, Pujols.
like just cucking them good, just looking over his shoulder, like, yeah, catch that ball.
Oh,
and nobody's even hit the ball yet. I loved it. They had a coach on every base.
Yeah, no. So our coaches are on base for offense, like they're on their bases. So Pujols never. I misspoke there.
Oh, good.
Also teaching you when they're out there.
Yeah, I don't even know what sport we're talking about. We're using acronyms.
Baseball. Baseball.
Oh, yes. What's that about?
What?
Baseball.
It's got a bat and a ball on it.
But
Baseball.
why?
It just happened. Like, the cavemen finding the bones. It just happened.
Is it more successful than other sports?
I think it is the most. Wait, no. I'm not sure. It has to be.
Because there's revenue and then there's salaries.
You're talking in the United States.
Yeah, of course. That's what I care about. You know how I feel about the English.
Most.
I don't know anything about this. My thing is, I don't like basketball either. And football, don't even get me started. I don't even know what you're looking up. I have to trust.
I'm just
I have to trust
to
the plan. I threw too much information at you.
Huh. Okay, so the NFL made $14 billion last year.
Jesus fuck.
MLB made $9.46 billion.
What about
trying to figure out when this was? This was 2022.
NFL was 14.
$14 billion.
MLB was 9.
Yeah, 9.5.
What about the NBA? What about the BBLs?
NBA earnings 2022, I guess it would have.
I'm assuming this is gross revenue.
Oh, it's doing it by player. I need to.
What about the CDL? Should I get one of those? I feel like I can't drive for a living.
I do not want to see you behind one of those.
Because I can't sit that long.
If that's it, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. And you don't give me a vehicle that could kill a human.
Yeah, that's all of them. Most of them.
Oh, well, if they're walking.
I mean, you're a big guy.
But if I'm driving a semi, I could kill somebody that's inside of something. And that's not what I want.
Many of them, yeah. Things inside of things.
Entire groups of people inside of a thing. By accident. I may not even.
Buildings.
If it's a nice young couple in a smart car, I might not even know I hit them.
Oh, they might just go. Ding.
It might not even register. NBA?
Looking it up. Just over 10 billion. That's a lot. That's
more than baseball.
So baseball is like out
Third
of the big
place.
three, low. Yeah.
What about NHL?
Oh, fuck me.
Since we're on it, we might as well round it out.
I would say probably the lowest, actually.
Do you think 1.6 billion?
Call it 3, 4.
You think 3 or 4?
Yeah, NHL.
I don't want to go over. 2022 gross revenue. There's no point. I don't have a punchline for this. This is just what emerged. It started with, I'm pro McGuire.
5.7 billion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
all right. I see you, hockey. I see you. St. Louis police commander alleges he was passed over for promotion for police chief because he is white.
what?
This happened here.
Really? I mean, leave it to St. Louis. Jesus.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Wouldn't you not want to, if you were, who makes that decision?
Did you ever have a dream?
Did you ever have a dream that you wanted more than anything?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure that's not the case. Maybe he screams about being white all the time, and maybe that's why he didn't get promoted. Maybe it's not just that he's white, but maybe he's like this all the time. This energy that he's doing in this lawsuit where he's suing the city of St. Louis for not giving him a promotion because he's white. Maybe it's around the office. He's always like, I'm white.
Yeah. I mean, there are people like that.
Look at me.
I'll be damned.
I'm white. And if he's like that all the time, I don't know that I would give him the promotion. What's really scaring me, and I've been thinking about this a lot, is if law enforcement continues to collapse, the Supreme Court is going to be put in a situation where they're going to want to federalize castle doctrine and stand your ground.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to make it the Old West. Because honest, the people are going to demand that their taxes defend them better. And the demand is not going to be met. And so if somebody starts a chain of lawsuits the right way, it could end up on the Supreme Court to say, listen, we need to deputize law-abiding citizens to defend other law-abiding citizens. And as we can tell, the majority of the population...
Isn't that called a militia?
Well, that's probably what they'll use to justify the ruling, because people that own property in Florida kind of like those laws that allow you to shoot people that are on your property in Florida.
Yeah.
So, and there's people, we know people in every county across this nation who like to maybe overindulge in their Second Amendment rights and would just love the opportunity to defend some stuff. Anything at all.
That's all they want.
They would love it. You just give them the chance.
They have TV shows about it.
We've talked about this on the show before. I don't know if I talked to you about this ever. My grandfather was a dear, sweet man, but also, especially in retirement, really got sucked up into some of this ideology that we're talking about.
That's a vulnerable age, yeah.
It's a vulnerable age. You're retired. If you're retired and you're armed to the teeth and you got cable.
Oh man,
it's pick your poison.
You said cable. It's the freaking
and then
dial in for the
every week. He had like a budget he would set aside to order ammunition online. He was stockpiling ammunition.
Wait, he had like a subscribe and save set up?
No, not necessarily, because he was always hunting for the best deals, because ammunition is like so expensive.
So the guys would do that at HTE. They'd buy a pallet and then split it all up.
They'd split it up. Yeah. It's like if you go in and you buy a whole cow or something, or
essentially,
it's a lottery pool. It's like, guys, listen, Freedom Munitions has these reloaded 45s for blah blah blah, and then everyone's like, I got fucking $300.
It was ridiculous. They got all the ammo in St. Louis out of that one. What's the one way up by the failed mall?
The Mills.
The Mills. Is that?
Bass Pro Shop?
No, the other. I forgot what the name is. I'm pretty stoned. Cabela's maybe. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, he worked in the back, and so he could allocate it however he wanted. So they got like all of St. Louis's stock every time and cleaned them out. I'm like, that's what it takes to get ammo? You have to have a guy? An inside guy?
And there's even a company that made an ammunition called Jahog. Which were hollow point rounds that were coated in a red paint that was infused with pig's blood.
Oh my God, why?
Well, because they believed, and this is in the advertisement, that if you shot somebody who couldn't eat
Jewish people?
Well, or they were targeting Muslims, I think.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine with you?
No. I just mean like this would of course make sense.
The guy said in the clip, in the ad for these bullets that people were buying for real. He said if you shoot somebody and they're a Muslim, they go straight to hell. That's what they believe.
And Donald Trump believed that bleach could be ingested. So are you that surprised?
I still have yet to try the bleach on the inside. What if we do something with the sunlight on the inside?
Oh. That would be painful.
I don't know.
Get melanoma inside?
There's parts of that energy that I miss. Because you can't even... Remember when he was on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. It's X now, by the way. We forgot that earlier.
Right. Twitter. That,
somebody's getting fired.
Oh, I need to change my logo. I still have the Tweeter logo.
Oh, fuck.
On my overlay. You can follow us on Twitter at Malachi Envy.
Look at the integrity here. You're calling yourself out. I like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's X now, guys. It's officially called X now. So get it right.
XX official XX.
I just feel like it's going to turn into, though, where people are just going to be. I got blocked in today. I was leaving Molly's house after listening to Tyler record new bass tracks for hot new No Antics songs, and a car pulls up behind me and stops, blocks me in the driveway, and he gets out and he's got a bag of food, and he says, "Sorry, I'll be just a second." But then he realizes it's the wrong house. He says, "Do you know if the numbers go up or down?" And I said, "They go up that way." And he backs up to go that way. But I'm like, "You are an Uber driver.
Uber Java.
You're an Uber Eats driver of color in a white neighborhood going up to the wrong house. If enough of these armed people are living in that situation, you know what I mean?" And that guy was just trying to deliver food on a Sunday for a little extra money. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? There's people that want to live in a society where if a black Uber Eats driver goes to the wrong house, that they can shoot him. And I don't want them to shoot him. I wasn't happy that he blocked me in the driveway, but I didn't really want to shoot him.
Jesus Christ, the gravity of what you are saying is so messed up. But yeah,
that's what I worry about.
It is kind of messed up that we even have to entertain the idea that that's possible. Mm-hmm. Like that, it could be that easy for people.
I wish we had an alternative that could incapacitate somebody as effectively as a 45 caliber hollow point dipped in pig's blood, but maybe they'd wake up later and just like poop in their pants and be fine.
It's just so disturbing that we had a civil war over this shit.
No, we did,
and we have not gotten any further. We're still there. States and federal rights, and you know. Yeah.
And my thing is,
buddy,
what is Aleppo?
What now?
Do you remember when Gary Johnson was running for president?
Which one?
Gary Johnson.
Oh, Gary Johnson.
Yeah. Gary Johnson and
Gary.
He was doing an interview and this lady was like, "So what would a libertarian president do about the crisis in Aleppo?" And he said, "Well, what is Aleppo?"
No.
You got me, Gary.
Yep.
So, and I just think about that, and I raised that up.
How many votes did he get?
How many votes did Gary Johnson get? I know he got one for certain. I know a guy who was very into the GJ. He was ahead of his time. You know what I mean? You can't fault him for being ahead of his time.
What? Yeah, 4.5 million at 3.3% of the vote.
4.5 million sounds higher than 3.3 million percent.
No, 3.3% of the total vote.
That's what I meant. 4.5 million.
Oh, yeah.
Higher than 3.3%.
It was 2016. So
yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that was a feisty one.
Oh, yeah. He didn't stand a chance.
No. I mean, and it's
hindsight's 2020.
You know, a lot of people.
Did he run in 2020?
I don't recall. He never made it to. If he did, I don't think he was actually the nominee.
Who is the girl from Hewlett Packard that ran for president? Carly?
I don't know.
I want Marianne Williamson up in there. I want her checking the moon every morning. Double full moon this month. That's why things have been so crazy. It's a transformational time. We talked about this on the Patreon, I think, in one of our exclusive clips. We've dropped exclusive clips every day this week. They're going through Monday. And
Joe Jorgensen.
Joe Jorgensen. Who is that?
Was the Libertarian
nominee.
Got about 2 million at 1.2%.
Has that shit kicked up yet for the next one?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just the fact that Trump is being indicted and then is still the favorite.
Do you think he'd be getting indicted if he wasn't running again?
Well, I mean, probably not, because they're trying to get it done so quickly.
So that he can't run again.
Yeah.
Is there a reality where he's convicted of something and can still run? Can felons run? Joe Exotic ran for governor.
I don't think it matters until you're charged. I don't know that there's a stipulation that says if you're indicted for or whatever unlawful accusations.
This would be a great reason for you to drop us a text at 314-626-4208.
Learn us.
Alfred Ludwig is due to come back on the show soon. We keep talking about it. I have a very specific time window from him that I'm supposed to see him. And he would know a little bit more about this because he's a very passionate guy. He's also more the age where they care about this stuff. He's 40 something, and those guys are much more invested in this whole game than I am. They have much more of a dog in that fight, which apparently is a thing I'm not supposed to say anymore.
Oh.
Well, because I'm not pro dog fighting.
Well, of course not.
I don't want to see dogs fight.
Yeah, it takes a really shitty person for that.
For what? Like Michael Vick?
Yeah.
I think some people grow up in that. Aunt Pat.
And people have forgiven him, too.
Not Aunt Pat. Miss Pat was saying she had a dog that would fight other dogs for candy.
That's like low-key dog fighting, yeah.
But she loved that dog, and they'd share the candy. Do dogs even like candy?
No, they're not supposed to have candy.
I don't think so either.
That's how you give a dog diabetes.
Well, and it can't be good for its teeth.
I mean, yeah, it's not good for us either. It's pretty much the same issues, I would assume. Probably even worse because they are so sensitive to things like that.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
What are you looking at?
It's just so hard out here in these streets. Guys, there's so much to tune into. There's a full-length LP from No Antics that premiered on July 8th at the Off-Broadway. That full show is on my patreon.com/JacobV. You have access to demos, exclusive clips, live sets from any time that the Patreon has been active, which I believe is 2 years now. And in that time, lots and lots of content there. And just your $4 for 1 month gets you access to all of it. So if you missed any of that. Also, blindedbystereo.bandcamp.com is the only place to get my only full-length vinyl LP out there on the marketplace. Tape. I'm with Cameron at the Bluewood Brewing every Thursday for trivia. That has been a really positive thing for me.
It's been great. I mean, there's a reason we reached out, and it's our biggest crowd of the week for sure.
I was also on unemployment at the time that we started it, so I really felt like you guys were doing me a favor.
Yeah, we feel the same.
So. Well, but now I feel like I'm doing you a favor.
I mean, you were, the whole time.
It's a mutual favor. I guess that's why it's an exchange of a service.
It's almost like society, man.
Yeah. It's almost like
it's working.
It's almost like that's the way the world works.
Let's just leave it at that simple. Like, you just help me, I'll help you.
Yeah, you do the thing.
We're fucking it up right now.
Yeah. I think it makes. I don't think we should overthink it. It works the way it happens. Every Thursday. Sometimes you'll see, baby brother in there. Guys, Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. JacobV.com, Patreon.com/JacobV, No Antics, Blinded by Stereo. New music from Jacob V and the Yes Men is in the can, and I'm having it mixed and mastered. It'll be out soon. Executive producer Neil Wolf is still coming on the show. Shout out to executive producer Doreen Priestley. If you want to pay more than $4 a month on the Patreon, you're an executive producer now. Times are tight. We love you. Bluewood Brewing. Are you guys doing any events coming up?
Oh, yeah. And since we're all about the animals here, next week, the 26th, was that Saturday, we have our Care SDL event called Awtoberfest. Like,
I saw that.
Yeah. So we'll release our Oktoberfest for the year, and we partner with Care STL, and some of the proceeds go to that. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Bluewood Brewing, JacobV.com. We love you. Be safe. I'm gonna do this nonchalantly.